Yep. What's going on? It's Wednesday. We're off. Don't have to work till next Monday. Good times will be had for the weekend. Is anybody around? Maybe. Bueller. It's always fun. What's up, Dan Stan? It's like you go live and it sits empty for about 30 seconds and you're like, do I talk? Do I wait? Do I not go live at all? But then the numbers, the people show up. It's fun. What are you up to? Are you off work for the holidays? YouTube Music Portal, what is up? Just got home from work. Don't have to go back until Monday. Volume. And so, yeah, got a couple things in the mail. Just did an unboxing. This right here. Oh, I need to swap. We'll swap the clip to the other side. The new CJRB Acacia. Look at that handle. Just waiting for a package to be delivered. Me as well. I have several. What's up, Justin? Justin, remember when you told me I should order this? Whatever day that was, like 2+ weeks ago. Well, I got it today. It took that long. I mean, it was $30, so I can't complain, and I do appreciate you bringing it to my attention. I'm pretty happy with it so far. We do need to swap that clip to the other side, so I'm just going to do that right now. Basically got home. It was on the step. The U.S. mail has not been here yet, but Amazon stopped by and dropped this off. So I quick turned on the lights, hit record. What's up, Kathleen? Hit record, filmed the unboxing video of the Acacia. Ooh. Get out the nerd glasses here. That is a T8. How about that? Living large. Of course, the clips were T6, but this extra screw on the other side. Oh no. Oh no. That's not happy, huh? Is this bit newer? Maybe. I don't want to have to heat this up. It's just a... There we go. Oh, and it's spinning with the of course. Come on, baby. Set yourself free. It's spinning with the stinking a simple pocket clip swap. What is going on? Losing screws. Will I be able to do this without putting the clip on? It's been a while since I've had this issue. Long story short, the barrel is spinning with the other side. So if I tighten that side down, but not super tight, it might be able to grab. Come on, are you kidding me right now? It's just pushing this screw back out the other side. Oh, that's so frustrating when it does that. It's, you know how long it's been since I've had this issue? I tell you what. Happy. What? Okay. Come on. Dude, we're talking serious frustration right here. And of course, my chat froze again. I need to email YouTube. Anyone else who does vertical live ever have issues with their chat freezing? because mine does it all the time. And then I can't see what anyone's saying. Kathleen says hello all, and the chat's stuck on that. So I have no idea what anybody's saying. And it's kind of annoying. YouTube encourages me to do vertical lives, but then they don't allow my chat to work properly. Oh no, come on. All right, I got it. Holy cow. What a pain. Generally, a pocket clip swap. Sit down, mate. It'll help your concentration and dexterity. Thank you, John. I should, but I'm not set up for sitting, I guess, at this moment. And now we're going to have issues with this side? No. Okay, good. Brand new knife. Pocket clip swap. Serious issues. Okay. Oh, where? Switch back to my T8. Get that in there. This is the CJRB Acacia. I'd show it to everybody right now. Mine freezes when I do verticals at times. But you know I don't. Are those slot cars? Pocket knives. Many, many different pocket knives. Someone else said the same thing a week ago. They thought it looked like a bunch of Matchbox cars, which I actually think is kind of cool as well. But no, I am a pocket knife freak. Ordered a Kubi silo yesterday. Pretty excited to get it. Let me know what you think of that silo once you do. Okay, we are really struggle bussing today and just doing a clip swap. I dig that Fenrir you just showed. That is the Lefty premium version. I am really having troubles with these screws today. Generally, a clip swap is not very difficult. This screw is just not having it though. I've got a magnet on this one. I don't have a magnet on the other. I generally prefer to use one without a magnet. Like in this case, the magnet is pulling it sideways and keeping it from actually dropping in the hole where it's supposed to. This one doesn't have a magnet. But it is, oh my God. Sweet sassy molassy. Does everybody enjoy it when I struggle doing stuff? It's more fun that way. Do I have a favorite ID or EDC? I do. Give me a moment. And we can show you. Holy God, this has got to be the worst clip swap I've ever done in the history of ever. I don't know why this screw doesn't want to drop into that spot. It just will not fall into that hole. Generally, I will do this inverted thing like this. You can hold it straight up and down. But it doesn't want to drop in there. It's just, I can see right into it. I can see where that hole is. I can see where I'm supposed to go. I can see it's lining up. And then it won't go in there. Okay. God. Amateur hour clip swap 101 with your boy Kenman here. All right, let's get these cranked down finally. Holy hell. 4 hours later. Tighten this one back up since it won't let me do it until the one side was tight. Barrel spinning turd. Huh. Wow, that was painful. We're back. Okay, this is the new CJRB Acacia crossbar lock. Now that I've got the clip swap to the other side, it's got an interesting texture on there, on that handle. FRN, AR RPM 9 blade, and a little bit of contour on there with that texture. Feels nice. This light is turning. We're talking full on crash and burn going on right here. All right, twist, stay. Better. Okay. I ordered the large pyrite today, only available on site, says Justin. Okay, Merchant, do you have a favorite EDC? He did say, I'm sorry. Right now, my favorite is the Kaiser White Mountain Knives exclusive Frag Titanium 154 cm Mini Towser K. Crossbar lock. It's the clutch lock is what Kaiser's calling it. Kaiser's clutch lock, I would say, is the best clutch lock, the best crossbar lock out there. It's just got the nicest action. That Frag Titanium feels awesome. It's basically my favorite. I would like to send you a 3-count starter collections of our finest knives. Merchant, get a hold of me. If you go into my description on my videos or go to my channel, I have an email and my Instagram. You can message me there. We can talk. And then Titanium Justin says, what kind of knives do you make, Merchant? Good question. What do you do? I would love to look it up right now, but I'm on my phone here, so I don't really have the access to do so. But get a hold of me. I'd be interested to see what you got. Same side you had problems getting the screw out. Something funky going on. It's fine. I was just issuing, the screws are both, they're all tight now. The cap screw is now on that side. These two are both in and flush and tight. And we are good to go. I just was struggling with getting that. It's because, you know, the clip, when it curves around and goes straight, I only had the back one in, so the front side was up just a little bit. And you know, when you start tightening that screw, it kind of brings it down, which helps give some pressure on the clip, keeping it pushed down. And so because it was a slight angle, I had to get it through that angle like this and then twist it into that hole. Might have been better off taking off the back first, but I was having problems with that barrel right there spinning freely, which is annoying, but boom. Cece, it's not Thursday. I know, but Thursday, tomorrow, is Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live tomorrow. I might be able to. What's up, Cece? But if I do, you know, I will. But I got home. I'm chill. Let's go on. Let's have some fun. I have a couple projects to do. Might as well do it live with a bunch of people, right? The new CJRB Acacia. I just did the unboxing. I will post that tomorrow. That texture on that handle is a cool little pattern, nice design. It's rough enough that you can feel it. It's got a nice texture, a good grip to it. Got that nice choke up spot. This is my second CJRB with a crossbar style lock. My first one was somewhere around here. It's so hard to see anything. Yep, the CJRB Hectare. I got this one at Blade Show, Texas last year. This is like a premium Hectare. It's got the Ultim and then the S90V blade. Crossbar lock on that works really well. Some people complain about that right there. The hole on the Hectare is a little tight. I usually can get it to open, but it does fail once in a while. But you know what? Every knife I have fails once in a while. I catch my thumb. I don't have it pushed right. You know, it's just kind of what it is. But most of the time, the Hectare, it's a bug out killer for sure. Boom, works really good. Does feel great in the hand. Nice choke up spot, plus that S90V blade. So the Hector was my first CGRB crossbar. I have tons of crossbar style locks, but now we've got that Acacia. Not a bad knife. You can go on Amazon right now. I don't have a link for you, but you can get this for $29.99. Titanium Justin was the original one that brought it to my attention during one of these lives. He was like, oh, hey, those are on sale right now. Go check them out. And I saw it. I was like, yep, for 30 bucks. AR RPM 9 and this kind of action, CJRB. I went for it. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I do have a couple things to unbox too. And if you didn't see my live recently, if you guys remember my Carnival Wind knife, it was covered in rust. The handle has a nice pattern. Yes, Justin, I finally got my stuff to update a little bit. Michael Keppel's got the Hector and S90V as well, but fat carbon. So yeah, this had rust all over it. We went in and cleaned it up the other day. Oh, now it's super good. Dan, the young Kenman, beat this up, won it at a carnival over the 4th of July. Long ago when you could actually win a knife at a carnival as a child. We did reveal it's a stainless Pakistan. It's got a lot of pits, but I was able to get all that rust off. I still got to sharpen it and fix the tip. The tip got jammed into a rock or something when I was a kid, but I'm amazed at how clean it got. Super happy. So your disc golf league consists of you throwing discs from 25 feet away and drinking beer. Where do I sign up? Yes. Yes. Matthias, what is this? This is my living room. These are my pocket knives. Which one would you like to look at? This is the Microtech standard issue, the MSI, American-made beast of a knife. Just a hog. Sitting up on my top shelf right there. I got a lot of Kaisers back here. I got some Bucks and old school 119. And I do a lot of custom stuff. And just got a knife. This was the newest one to my collection. Just swapped the clip to the other side. Going to test it out. Got my unboxing posting on the channel tomorrow for that. I did get a Jimmy Crow package that we're going to unbox in a couple minutes. A few other things I'm working on, trying to tear this down. Couldn't get the clip off of here. These screws kind of stripped, so I'm going to have to turn them into flatheads or something in order to get that to work. But I plan on doing a shipwreck with that Rough Rider Warncliffe. Unfortunately, it struggled and wasn't letting me take it apart. If you're wondering what a shipwreck is, this is a QSP Penguin that I shipwrecked. So that piece of copper or brass handle, you put it in a container with ammonia and salt and different chemicals and let the chemicals react. So this is all a patina. It's natural. That's on there. It's permanent. I didn't paint it that way. I allowed the salt, the little salt dots are what made the blue. So individual dot of salt sitting on there for about 12 to 18 hours. Get a nice, cool, interesting design out of it. Lots of different styles you can get. This one I put a lot of salt on it, so it gave us a lot more blue versus this one I didn't really put, or I barely put any salt on it. So we got a lot more of that marbly kind of interesting look to it. Shipwrecking is really fun. It's a little bit chaos, but that's what's cool about it. You get to kind of control that chaos and then see what you can make it do. I'm digging it. I put OG brass scales on my MSI. It's not a 10-ounce knife. Or is it now a 10-ounce knife? Because the MSI is a big, heavy knife. Brass scales on there have got to be huge. I'd like to see that. Lanyard Man, send me some pics of that. I'd like to enjoy. I do have Lanyard Man's brand new S-Tau 2. Dude, this thing is sick. Full DLC coating on the titanium and the Van X blade. This is a lefty, awesome Kunwu. I'm going to have to send it back to Lanyard Man pretty soon, but I get to enjoy it for a few days. This thing is great. What is that? Honeydew textured titanium, but that, look at that honeydew. It looks like a cantaloupe, you know what I'm saying? Very cool. What an excellent knife. So cool that Lanyard Man sent this out for me to kind of check out. Super digging it. Hello, D-Max. Brand new American, what's up? Rico Poschel, how's it going? Michael Keppel, hello. What's up, TKE? What are you doing this weekend? You look like a cantaloupe. Got a couple of cantaloupes. I don't know. That's great. That is fantastic. Almost cut myself a couple times now with the little Main Street. This thing is so cool, but it's so small. I have to kind of be careful bringing it down. I already cut my palm. I love the Main Street. Boom. And if the Main Street had the crossbar lock on it, this big one here, I wouldn't have any issue with it. I mean, I like it like this. It's just fine with this liner lock. What color should we do this one in? I'm ready to do a custom for it. But if this little one had that liner lock on there, oh, this would be an absolute win. It would look different because you wouldn't see that the crossbar spring and stuff inside the Ultim. But I love the style and the design of the Main Street. So this little Main Street is very cool. But I've been struggling, and I did kind of cut myself on it, so it kind of makes it not as usable for me. What's the most sophisticated knife? Sophisticated. You know, that's a tough one because everyone's a little different. I would say that would probably be something kind of like the Migaron Acre. Very slim, sleek, black with that gold accent. Front flipper only. Very gentleman's knife. Blade kind of disappears into the handle. Maybe? That would be one to consider. Kathleen says she won a little Main Street on Big Red's Live. That's cool. It's a great knife. What makes a knife sophisticated, says Lanyard Man. Yeah, because I could say Lanyard Man's is the most sophisticated one here because we're talking serious money. This thing is beef. DLC coating is a very hard coating. And so it actually has a higher hardness rating than a lot of steels do. So theoretically, you could take a nail and try to scratch it, and it won't even affect that coating at all. So that really kind of makes this thing extra slick. Kathleen wins everything. She's the lucky duck. Rat 1 is sophisticated. It has 300 screws. Ha! You old rat. Look at all those screws on there. Ultra sophistication. I never get this thing out. This is like a staple for the collection. The Rat Model 1. Screw holes for days. 4 clip position options. They didn't care about throwing those extra holes in there. I'm not going to prove it, Lanyard Man. I'm going to send it back to you, and I'm going to let you prove it. There is no way I'm taking anything sharp to that gorgeous, gorgeous knife. It's insane. The Devo Tallboy. That's got a nice kind of class to it. Dark mode version. But as far as that goes, though, the Devo Premium Pony Stout. Oof. Now we're looking tough. 72 viewers, 27 likes. Oh, 28 likes. Let's see if we can get that up a little bit. If you're having a good time, pop that like button. Maybe we'll have to get a gravity knife out. That always, oh geez, that always kind of ups the ante. Speaking of gravity knives, without giving much away, Mikey Trails, if you don't know Mikey Trails, go check him out. He sent me a box that is out for delivery right now. It says it's supposed to be here by 6, so probably another hour, but it's got several knives for me to kind of check out and review. A couple of them fit in this category right here. He saw a couple videos I have of these budget Trezin gravity knives, and he was like, you know what, would you like to check out one of the nicer ones? And I said, yes, sir. So that will be coming pretty soon. Elena, how do you go live? I am doing this on my phone right now. I do lives on Thursday where I do it on my PC and I set up a thing and I connect with YouTube and I can do split screens and I can bring up stuff and we can look things up on the internet and stuff. But right now, I just opened up YouTube on my phone, went to my page, hit the ad, and go live, and then it basically lets you just instantly go live. So I have less control. I'm stuck like this. I can't see my chat as well, but I'm able to boom, instantly start hanging out, talking to you guys, having some fun, playing with some knives on a holiday weekend that just started. What's everyone got planned for? Gonna meet up with some family, have some good eats. That's my deal tomorrow. I just had an FOBT, so that blue knife would have been perfect. This one right here, the classic turd cutting, dishwasher safe, stainless steel core, poop knife. Got it's a real thing. Poop knife. Get you one. Go back into my videos. You can watch my very first ever on the channel unboxing / semi-review test. We did a test with this poop knife. I can tell you about its cut, its quality, its smear. We did not cut poop though with it, I tell you that. All I buy is Boker. I love them, bro. You have one of these? All you buy is Boker Onyx Skies. This is the Boker USB. It looks like a little USB stick, but it's not. The Boker USB, boom. Sweet action on this little thing, and it's just a tiny little USB stick. You stick it in your hand like that. Okay, the other Boker I have, Kalashnikov, boom. And then I have one more Boker. Look at this thing, the Jim Wagner reality-based. Look at that blade. Tell me that is not the dumbest, sickest, most aggressive serrate. And that point. Jeebus. Dwayne Letterman. Wow, 6 months. Only feels like half a year. TKE. Now, see, if we were on my regular live, the dude would have come up and said that out loud. Everyone would have got to hear it. But unfortunately, we don't have that here. My Kalashnikov is in XHP. Love it a little too much. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing, Brand New American. A lot of customizing, a lot of fun stuff. I always looking for new knives, things to talk about, things to alter and change. I got my old school knife. We took all the rust off of this recently. This little double-edged dagger. I got this a long, long time ago, but man, it cleaned up. Get my face out of there. I'm surprised how well it cleaned up. This has got a little loose section on it here. I need to kind of fix that. The pits and stuff are never going to go away. Young me beat the crap out of that thing, so getting it cleaned up to where it is now, I'm really happy with it. Look up Boker DW1. I can't do that right now, but I can write it down. Gotta get my note sheet for when I'm doing lives. Gotta remember stuff that I can look up later. Boker DW1. If you join me on my normal lives on Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Central, I'm on my PC with my studio set up, and then we can literally, I can split the screen, I can get me out of here, and I can go to our page and we can actually look at stuff. So then I can look more things up and we can talk about it a little bit more. Do you have the Rambo knife? I don't have the Rambo knife. Maybe I should get the Rambo knife. A lot of people ask me about that. What I do have is this USA made Buck 119 6-inch blade. I mean, we're talking a full 6-inch of steel right there. A handle thicker than a Snicker. Beefy, solid. I mean, if you were outdoors and you had this on you, I'd feel all right about it. I'd feel all right about it. And if you really need to bulk up, you know, I'm looking more closer to that Rambo knife. You know, you've got one of these right here. except for this is more for the kitchen. Check out that kitchen handle. You know, Dahlstrom Gladiator Series kitchen knife. I wish I could say that was mine. It's actually my buddy Tommy's. I got to do cut a chicken in half with it or something and then get it back to him. But it's literally made for doing like ribs and stuff where you got big meat pieces that are heavy that you're processing. So we need to test. Oh, did I freeze? Freeze up for a second there. Onyx Sky subscribed. Thanks, bud. I will try to entertain. If you like knives and you like doing some weird custom stuff, I do laser marks. This one looked like this on that side, but I did that laser mark of that paisley kind of print. So I like to do the lasers. I like to do anodizing titanium. This is a little pry bar. I anodized in all the colors so you can kind of see the colors that you can get titanium to do. I dye knives. So this was white Civivi Vision FG, and I dyed it red. One of my favorite knives right here, that super lock on the back. Look at that action. Super ambidextrous. Ambidextrous? But it was white. I dyed it red. I've done 59 dye projects on the channel. If you watch some of the dye projects, basically it's a start to finish. I take the knife apart, we look at the parts, we dye the handle, we put it back together, before, after. It's a fun thing. I'm surprised I'm at 59. I only have maybe, 1, 2, 3. I might have about 10 of them that I've done, but the rest have all been sold. I don't per se have a storefront, but I do custom stuff, and then if someone's interested in it, then I'll sell it to them and get something else and do another custom. Or I have people send me things. This is Rene Ramon's. We're going to be doing this pretty soon, this Chavez. We're going to do a laser mark. We're going to do an ano, laser removal, ano, laser, in that order. I've got Stacy from Stacy's Bolstered Blades. Hers is on deck. We're doing that one right now. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff like that. No way, I'm Scottish. That's cool. You did a paisley pattern. For sure. It's a fun one. It turned out all right. This is a little Kershaw Ember. I kind of hit it a couple different passes from the same location so I could get some darker. So there's some of those darker spots up by my finger that's moving there, and then some more gold sections. So almost like a two-tone in a way. But every time you do a laser mark, you have to test the material you're marking because it can burn. And you want to get a nice clean, no sparks, black mark. But you can, fidget around with it and create some kind of, in a way, some of that color I did purposely push it towards that brown, which is almost in a way burning it, but it's all permanently marking. It doesn't come off. It's not like it's a charred section that's going to be something different. It is just the color that you get from the power and the settings of the laser when you're doing it. What is the Wharncliffe in the middle? This one? The fixed blade Wharncliffe? Woodfish, is this the one you're talking about? This is the Sheriff. The Sheriff is a one-of-a-kind, one-off I got from Mr. Sheriff himself. He is a Minnesota local knife maker. I went to the Minnesota Knife Makers show a couple of months ago with Iowa AK. Good time. Go check out Iowa AK's channel. But this was kind of one of the ones that the guy makes. Tell me it's not cool. Oh, I got that micarta handle, just a super long handle on this small little Wharncliffe 154 cm, sharp as can be. Look at that edge, just a mirror edge on there. I couldn't pass it up. It's just so cool. The most expensive here, or the most expensive that's mine? I'm guessing it's this Chavez, Rene Ramon's Chavez that we're doing a custom to. I know that Chavez is pretty expensive. Someone could maybe chime in what they think the price of that is. I know I have Lanyard Man's Kunwu S-Tau with all the DLC coating, the titanium and the Vanex. This one's quite expensive as well. Then, we've got the bomb. We're talking Almost 1,000 pennies for this bad boy right here. Little bit of everything. Devo Tall Boys, a couple. But there's definitely significantly more expensive than that. I don't have too many that are really, really expensive. Got some titanium stuff that I like. This is the Frack with the titanium S90V. This is a big boy. Oof. Pretty fun. My chat froze again. There it goes. Kelly White, what's up? Badass channel, man. Thanks, bud. A lot of fun. Watch some of the videos I do. When I do custom stuff, I show everything. I'm open book. I started doing acid etching recently. So this knife right here is the Sencut Natchez. So the blade was the color of that satin like pocket clip, and then I put it in a ferric chloride and got this really cool acid etch on there. Then I also did the dye on the handle. So this handle was brown, and I put the red on there and then sanded it up and beat it up and weathered it to kind of give it that aged look. So a lot of fun stuff like that. If you ever want to get into doing some dyes, doing some custom stuff, this is one of my other laser marks recently on this pyrite, kind of a naturalistic dragon scale pattern. That one's going out to MPG. I got to get that in the mail for her. This week was crazy with the holidays. The perfect knife must have Kaiser on the blade. I got more Kaisers than anything else. My favorite is the Kaiser. People might be sick of it at this point, but it's a sweet knife. This is the Mini Towser K Frag Titanium 154 CM. Clutch lock. A little bit beefier knife. I love that choke up spot and jumps for days. It's not my most expensive knife by any means, but it's the one that feels so good in my hand. A good knife stays sharp, cuts your food easily, and makes preparation easier. Would you recommend the Momo, Kenman? Well, I'd recommend it, but I don't have one. I want one. And then they're coming out with the Mini Momo soon. Also want that. I did handle one. Where was it? I did open and close one a little bit once, they're big. I dig it. I don't know why I don't have one. I should get one. But I know when the Mini Momo comes out, I'll be pushing Kaiser hard to get them to just send me one of each so that I can do the comparison. We'll see. I'm going to be doing the Tizer. I do that a lot. The Towser K. This one is copper. I'm going to shipwreck this bad boy. So this is the same as that Frag Titanium one of mine, except for it has a liner lock instead of the clutch lock. Action actually on the liner locks I think is better than the clutch lock for the Towser K. Although the clutch lock is perfect. But look at that. Just boom, drop it to your thumb. Pow. It just swings into place, flicks out really nice. So I will be shipwrecking this one very soon. And has anyone checked out Molesect? I'm kind of pushing Molesect a little bit. They did give me some knives to check out. They have about 8 or 9 in their line right now. They are new. They're from China. Most of their blades are 14C28N, and they have a lot of variety. If you go to molesect.com, everything is like 30% off right now. And if you use the code KDK, you get an extra 10% off of that. So like a $60 knife, you're going to get for like $40 right now. It's a pretty good deal. If you like a big boy, this is the Jungle from Molesect. Look at that G10 with that cool pattern on there. Absolute beast. I mean, it's heavy, so the blade will drop real nice. Flicks out really good. That thumb stud's got the cool red accent on it. Molesect on the pocket clip right there. Jeez, there we go. A little double clutch action for the lefty. Flips out real easy. If you're looking for a beast, though, for like 40, 45 bucks right now, the Molesect Jungle is cool. Jungle Love. I'm also really liking the Art arch. This has a olive wood handle that they have stabilized, so it's a little bit shinier than I'd kind of prefer it to be. I really like the natural look of olive wood, but being stabilized like that, it kind of makes it stronger, less chances of it like cracking or splitting by getting used and stuff. But it is a flipper tab only, but it flips out nice. It does kind of have a little bit of a double clutch where you got to kind of, it might pop back out, but when it does get going, it drops down, right? But the flip out action is fantastic. I dig it. Feels really good in the hand. I like the style of it, and I think olive wood is just sweet. And then if you want a front flipper only, see y'all later, TKE. This is the Orbit. Very slicey, great blade, fits in that hand really good. This hollow grind right there is just extra slicey, and that point is fantastic. It is a front flipper only, but you can flick it out pretty easy. It does have some fun action. You can't get in there like that. It is literally must be front flipped. But the feel, when you've got this in your hand, it's a worker. It feels like it just asks you to cut stuff. Some knives I get that feeling from. Some they just say, hold me and put me away. Kaiser knife looks like it would strip wire pretty well, but I've been using my Colonial for 20 years. It's beat up, but the screwdriver blade made me $37 or $37,000 in 4 months' time. There you go. We've talked about this. Knives that strip wire. That's almost the one where you almost want a replaceable blade or something, because it's just any steel. Any steel where you're cutting wire, that's going to significantly have an effect. And long term, you're cutting constantly. That's where those newer ones where you can take out the blade and put in a new one might actually be the best bet, because now you've got a real sharp blade. You can cut your wires for a while, and then it goes bad, just boom, pop in a new one. And in that case, I almost feel like that's the way to go. Without it, I'm not a fan of those replaceable blade ones. I'd rather just get a knife, sharpen my knife. Wait, you again? Edyards. Everyone should have an Edyard on one of their knives minimum. This is a Danyard version of an Edyard on my mini Concept Rio. Tell me that's not the cutest little piece of M390 you've ever seen. It's just absolutely tiny. Front flipper only. I love this little thing though. I tell you, I was so big into larger knives, I started picking up some smaller ones, and then next thing you know, this. Why not just use the tool to cut wire instead of the knife blade? Correct. Ron, Ultrabald, a lot of guys use a razor knife, sure. But yeah, Kathleen, because if they have something specifically like a wire cutter, you get that wire cutter. But I don't know, who was I talking to? They said something about a wire cutter and having to grab it and get it in there and then squeeze versus like sometimes you just want to they're just going fast. So I don't know. I'm not an electrician. I've never worked in a field or somewhere where I've had to cut wires a lot. So I have like a wire cutter, and then I've got one of the ones where it's got the different sizes, like 8 gauge, 10 gauge, 12 gauge, so you can strip them and then solder them or whatever it is you need to do. Bada bing. I am really been struggling with my chat keeping up. Got 87 of us in here right now, though. It sounds like a nice little, people are kind of hanging out. What's going on? What's the plans for the weekend? Have we started partying already? Already in your destination location, or do you got to be traveling? Who's traveling today, tomorrow? I will be traveling to meet family tomorrow, but it is only about half hour at most, maybe 25, 30 minutes it'll take me to get there. And we're going to hang out, have the nice standard holiday dinner that we have. Just hang out with the kids, mess around, have some fun. We strip wire. I use a pair of Klein side cuts to cut. Angled head blue or red handles. I love smaller, cute knives, especially in the city. Yeah, knives and pizza. I've definitely been getting into those smaller, little delicate knives. I am doing a mini knife shootout pretty soon that I haven't really had a chance to get to. But let me grab a couple that are over here. Bing, 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 bing. Only can grab so many at once. This is the Kershaw Cinder. Boom. Got a copper handled one here. Look at the size of that blade. Absolutely tiny. So I'm going to do a shipwreck on there. I did a shipwreck on this one. This is the Civivi. What is this? The Mini Elementum. That isn't Danyard Edyards on there. But there's a little shipwreck deal that I did. I love this one. It kind of looks like a map. But this is a cutie. A tiny little Civivi. Boom. The lanyard is half the grip. This one I carry quite a bit. The Kaiser Urban Buoy. That is an official Edyard. Edyards. But they work great for these smaller knives because I like to take the clip off. Just feels better and I can drop it in a pocket. I actually got one in here right now. Ooh, and I caught my finger. No blood. That's weird. Never caught my pinky. I caught my pinky flicking it out. Not bleeding. The mini pyrite though, that's one of the ones I'm carrying today. That's another one of those smaller knives. I always carry two knives, so I've got the mini going today, and then I have the Artisan Cutlery Arroyo. I actually just got another one of these. These are on sale right now on Amazon. The Artisan Cutlery Arroyo is AR RPM 9 and G10. They're about 45 bucks, but you can get it for half price. This is $23 on Amazon right now. This is a great knife for 23 bucks. If you like the style of this, I would go to Amazon and pick one up while you can. But the Mini Urban Buoy, this one is great, very slicey, kind of more of a specific, like if I was a deer hunter, that might be great for doing some field work and stuff. Here's the Kaiser Banish, fun little fidgety, come on, little front flipper on there, flick it out, maybe, struggling today. But all these will be in my mini knife shootout soon. This is definitely a keeper. The Civivi Baby Banter got that little choke up spot. When you grab that choke up spot, look at that. Even its small handle fits into my hand. You don't even really need that Edyards on there. And then that Wharncliffe blade with the stonewash finish is great because it doesn't show fingerprints. It scratches, hide on it easily. Whoa, see that? Clip down and up. Flips out easy, closes simple. I love that you can choke up on that, and it just seems like I got a grip on a bigger knife, but it's actually really small. Greetings from Spain. Alejandro Fuentes Ramos. How's Spain today? What time is it there right now? About 11, 12, midnight? Did I cut myself? I did. Just a little bit. That's a first. I've never caught my pinky right in that little spot right there. But somehow when I was flicking it out, that was weird. That's a fresh one. That's a new one. 2420. Yep. Fantastic. I will be up at least that late tonight. I don't have any plans. I got a few things I want to do. I got some unboxings. I'm waiting for deliveries right now. I have a couple deliveries coming today that I'm super excited for. Hopefully they get here soon. One of them I'm not sure if it's going to be here today, but I think it is. But I know one of them says it's out for delivery. And it is several knives I get to check out from my buddy. And a lot of them are gravity knives, so that's going to be cool. Mikey Trails, if you don't know, now you know. Them little fellas, I tell ya. 1 out of 50 live feeds. Not bad for injuries. Right? I've been doing pretty good. I haven't cut myself in quite a while. Luckily, that one was one that's minimal enough that it's not even really bleeding. It just kind of really cut through the first, like, how many layers you got in your hands? 3, 4, 5? Something like that. It's got to get through all of them before the... Another small one that's kind of on the edge. Is it a mini knife or not? But this is the Mini Milita. This is a fantastic knife. I really enjoy the Mini Milita. Same kind of thing with that choke up spot. I've got a full grip with my hand. I'm squeezing this and it's sticking out the back. I'm not touching the blade. I can get up on there, do work, rely on that nice cross or liner lock. Got a front flipper that just works easy. If you've got it in the right hand, you can just drop that thing right down to your thumb. Boom, right? You can do the crossover open. I love it. Boo Anderson, member for 3 months. Love my Militas. Got the full-size Milita to match. I am quite happy with these. Militas were only kind of premium versions for a while, but now Kaiser has released mini versions. They have the Mini Milita. They've got the full-size Milita. Tons of style, tons of variety. You can get one as low as like $50 with D2 on it. You can get one as high as like $200 with a DLC coated M390 or S45VN. This one right here is 154 CM. So this is kind of one of the base model, lower end model versions, but action is great, flips out really good, feels excellent in the hand. Fairly soon, within the next month or two, Kaiser will be releasing, they'll be selling these inserts. And so they'll have all the different inserts that are available. I think there's like a dozen or more different ones that they have right now. Thanks for being a member for 3 months, Boo. I appreciate it. Loves his Militas, but it's really cool. Oh yeah, don't forget the fixed Milita right here. I got the premium one, S35VN, full tang, camo carbon, like the gold camo carbon. Got some standard jimps right there. Upper jimps out on that tip for the index finger. Oh, I love those. Jimps on the back. Jimps right inside there. Such a sweet knife. I thank Kaiser very much for sending this one out for a review. Of course, I got it. But that doesn't mean I'm not giving you my feelings on it. This knife is great. I love the way it feels. It's pretty big. I don't usually EDC a fixed blade of this size. But I have a couple times now, and I'm working on it. I do like it. I am kind of preferring, if I do EDC like a fixie, somewhere smaller, like this Kubi Quaken. Just a little bit lighter, smaller, delicate in the pocket. I'm not someone who's outdoors all the time doing crazy bushwhacking type stuff. If I was out camping, oh, this thing's going to be right there. I'm going to have this with me for sure. I actually have some Moras, like a cans ball. I don't know where that is right now. If you want to get a couple outdoorsy just beater knives, you can get the basic Mora for like 12 bucks. The blade actually only goes to there. It's not a full tang, but these are super sharp out of the box. Nice little user. You want to have around camp and just whittle with it and mess around. If you want to get a little bit better one, I have the Mora cans ball. This one is a full tang, bigger handle. If you look at them side by side, beefier, a little bit more rubbery, texturized handle, larger blade, and just a great machine. If you want to be out camping and do some batoning, splitting some wood, shaving some logs, this is a good budget version to get. Plus, what I love about this a lot of the Moras are very specific. The blade only would go in this way, but this one, you can go either way. Since the tip is ambidextrous, you can send it in that way. So as the lefty, a lot of them that I've got, you only be able to put the blade in one way, so now it's in this way, and then I take it out, and it's like you got to kind of turn it around. But in this case, you can put it on there either direction. Works great. Iowa AK, hey buddy, what is up? Where is here? Thank you for subscribing, Alejandro. Just for the question, which brand would you recommend for a classic slip joint folder such as Case or Rough Rider? I have a Case Sodbuster Junior right here. I haven't had this for very long, but I definitely like it. This works great. Check out the Case. If you don't have any Case, they work good. If you want to save a little bit of money and go budget, if you look down there, I have a bunch of the Rough Rider type versions. So I have some of the ones that just have a little lock back on this with the little bone. So this one isn't actually a slip joint, I guess, if you're asking slip joints. I do have like the elephant toe from Rough Rider. Beefy kind of a slip joint. I have one of the canoes from Rough Rider. And then several of these, the trappers. I've been working on some scrimshaw. So the trapper is like a 3-blade. You've got your spay and you've got your nice clip point. I did the scrimshaw on the bone handle on that one, or that little fishing lure. Actually, slip joints though, Rosecraft. If you haven't seen anything from Rosecraft blades, this is the, I forget right now. Anyone in the chat, someone in the chat will know and help me out right now. Swayback, Clinch River Swayback. This is the Rosecraft's Clinch River Swayback. Look at that choke up spot. Feels really good. That Warncliffe tip. Really great walk and talk. Boom. I also have the Stinking Creek sow belly. Super stiff. But look at that sow belly. We got the stag handle. Really cool looking blade shape. Feels awesome in the hand. Excellent walk and talk. Check out Rosecraft blades. They are pretty cool as well. The Mora I recommend the most is the Garberg. Yep, that was the other one I was looking at, because it was the Cansball and the Garberg are like the more heavy duty full tang ones. I would definitely recommend that one as well. Iowa AK, same thing. Heavy use Mora is the Garberg. Finish and full tang through the handle. Yeah, it's the same with the Cansball. Is another one that's like the full tang. It supposedly goes around there and is part of this right here. But it does have the handle covering all of it. But it was another one of those beefy ones. I was looking at both of those models. Ended up getting the Cansball, and I'll probably end up getting that Garberg at some point as well. Iowa, did you watch some of the disc golf last night? I know you messaged me. We were talking about my putting league, and then I ended up going live. Who's here watched the putting league live last night? It was kind of a little less knives, a little more putting league, but I did throw some knives in there. Had a couple drinks. It was a good time. Probably do that again a little bit. A lot of my buddies had a good time. Thank you for subscribing. Toure. Apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Looking for the Big Daddy Barlow. That would be cool. Where have you seen one? Barlow is a common shape. What is that? Iowa AK. Caught a little. It looked fun. It was a blast. I was surprised a lot of the people that were there too. They were like, oh, you guys are live over there right now. And then I think several of my friends came up. I haven't gone back and watched. I think that'll be one that I could actually go back and rewatch. But I know several times when I'm getting ready to putt, I could kind of hear them. They kind of went up to the phone and they're like, okay, here comes Dan. What's he going to do? So I'm sure the commentary was probably pretty fun. I think it was about 45, 50 minutes that we went for. I should go back and rewatch that. Oh, another thing I did just get. Go check this out while you still have the chance. Arcform. Arcform company apparently, I guess, is going out of business, which is too bad. I haven't really been able to experience much from them. They make knives and EDC gear, and they have a big sale of everything, kind of a blowout, going out of business sale. So everything's priced way down. So I picked up this titanium pry bar. This is the Arcform, what's it called? Alt Pry. Full titanium pry bar. That titanium is bent around for the clip. It's got the little A on the clip, and then it says Arcform on that edge. It's not sharp right there, but it is pointy enough that this is a great pry bar for getting in there. It's got this little groove that your thumb fits in really nice. Really happy with this. These are like $75, but then they're on sale with the blowout for like $35, okay? But if you haven't purchased anything from them before and you go there, they will give you a $20 coupon. So the $35, $20 coupon brought it down to like $16 plus shipping. It was like under $20 for like this almost $80 titanium pry bar. Couldn't go wrong. I'm probably going to go back on there and see if they do have any knives that I'm interested in, maybe pick something up before they go out. It's unfortunate that businesses, that's kind of what happens, but this is a really cool pry bar. I've got several pry bars that I've purchased before. This is the first one that had a clip on it, but I've been putting it in this pocket right here, my little side pocket, and man, this thing works great. Do I need to do much prying? No, not often, but every once in a while, you never know. And using your knife to do that, bad idea. Do not do that. Backcountry Dave, what is up? I received my giveaway Kaiser Kabox today. Awesome. I'm glad. Are you enjoying it? The Kabox is a nice knife. You should do a live with your display case and nothing else for 12 hours. Some people have been doing that. So just like set it up on the display case like this, and then maybe go like that, and then just let it rip. Iowa AK says, hey BDC, glad you received it. Thanks again to Iowa for donating. Very cool. Yeah, my vertical, or not my vertical, my live last Thursday, it got pretty wild. My buddy Ken Fixed was like, all right, let's do a giveaway, and he gave away a one gold coin or silver coin that weighed like 1 gram or 1 ounce or whatever. It's like a $35, or no, I think that one goes for like 40. Like a $40 gold coin or a silver coin. Then Titanium Justin offered up a knife to do for a giveaway, and then he let it be choice, and then he ended up giving the person both. And then Iowa AK is like, yeah, I want to do this too. And then he put the Kabox up, and then Backcountry Dave won it. It was crazy. I didn't even have to I just facilitated, and everyone was just doing something nice. It's a great feeling. The community is really cool in the knife world. I have nothing but respect and love for all the people I've been meeting in this community. It's just, they're great. You guys are so much fun. DTA 316, happy Wednesday. What's happening? Missy Molinette, same star. You're amazing. I appreciate it. I would say the same for you. All I know is your name. But you must be an amazing person as well. We're just hanging out here Wednesday. It's happy holiday for those of you that celebrate or don't. Many of us have the rest of the week off. Some people got to go back to work on Friday, unfortunately. I don't, so I don't have to go back to work till Monday. Got some family plans tomorrow. Got some plans with some friends over the weekend a little bit. It's going to be a nice time. And I've got some unboxings. I've got some videos to make. I've got some custom stuff to work on. A lot of good things. Can I see the carnival knife all cleaned up? Wow, bro. Dude, look at this thing. So we revealed that it said stainless Pakistan on the blade. We could not see that. This was completely covered in rust. If you watch one of my lives from 2 days ago, we put it in vinegar, let it sit for a few minutes, then took it out, and I started taking my Santoku stones, which are like a rust-removing brass and copper varnishing stone. It's actually, see, it's kind of rubbery, but I hit this pretty hard. You can actually see this side. It's got all that rust all over it. That side that's the remnants of what happened. But this thing was so completely covered. I got this when I was a kid. Young me, beat it up, let it get nasty. Now it's gorgeous. How's the edge retention? I need to sharpen it. What I need to do though is I'm going to have to reprofile just a little bit. If you look at that tip, it's blunted and you can see a nub. That's actually a steel nub. So young Kenman drove this into a rock, or I don't know what it is I did. I just remember beating the crap out of this when I was a kid. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, you know. And so I need to go in there and maybe sand. Oh, look at it from that angle. You can see that little nub. And so you can't just go and sharpen that. I'm going to have to remove that. So we're going to have to get a really coarse grit, heavy, you know, low grit, and get in there and get that smooth out. And then I'm going to put an edge on it, and then we'll do some cuts and stuff. But I'm just so happy with how it turned out. This knife is junk that I won as a kid long ago. And so for me, it just holds this place in my, right here. You know what I mean? First 2 days I've had off since February, back Friday and Saturday, 12-hour shifts in the cold weather. What's up, Ghost Keeper? Yeah, now you get a couple off. That's great. You're working hard. I did that a while back. I was just working way too hard years ago in my 30s, just working 60, 70-hour weeks in management, and realized I was just crushing my life, crushing my time, working too much. I realized, I'm like, wow, what happened to my 30s? Oh, I worked. That's what I did. I worked. And so then I kind of cut back and I changed my lifestyle and what I was doing. And now I spend more time with friends and family and doing things that I love and enjoying life a little bit more. I don't make as much money, but I don't care. Time is precious, and you can't get more. You get what you get, and when it's done, it's done. And you can make more money, sure, but I mean, you can't make more time. And so I kind of backed up and was like, I need to reevaluate. And now I spend a lot more time doing things I love. But you still got to work. You still got to pay the bills. You still got to be a responsible adult in this world. But we're here. We're having a good time. We all beat on, yeah, as kids, backcountry Dave, dude, I ran around and played with this thing, probably threw it against stuff, because you don't care as a kid. You don't realize quite the value of like money and like some things. I mean, my parents taught me well about it, but you know what I mean? When you're younger, you don't realize, like, oh, if I break that, I might never be able to get that again, you know? And I'm glad that I still have this. I found it. It is kind of in a storage spot in a box in my parents' basement. I can't read that. You got a text, but I can't read it. When I'm in a live, if you just texted me, cease, and I can't read it. Oops, LOL. See, I can read the first part of it, but I can't pull down and reply to your text. She's probably not even on the live anymore. She was on a little earlier, a friend of mine. Oh, good stuff. And my chat froze again. Stinking verticals. Give employers the best years of your life. Day in and day out is not worth it. You are correct. Ghost Keeper, automotive sales killing me, making a lot, working 12 to 14 hours, 6 days a week. Yeah, Ghost Keeper. I was literally working at a nightclub restaurant in downtown Los Angeles for about 3 years, and we were probably doing 65-hour weeks on average, if not more. And we'd have, like, Sunday would be our day off. But on Saturday, the club closes at 2. So by the time you have all the staff gone and you got the money counted and payouts and everything, it's 3:34 in the morning. And then Sunday you have off, but you have to go back on Monday. But then some company will call up and be like, oh, we want to do a lunch at the restaurant on Sunday. So then, now I got to get up at 11 in the morning and go in on Sunday for a few hours and make sure that the lunch goes well. And it's like, what? That was my only day off. And now here we are again. But when you're in a nightclub environment, I mean, we had it really tight. The scheduling, the staffing, they all love their job because they made a lot of money. And so they were all on time and worked hard. And so as a manager, when we were actually open and like the nightclub was going, I really didn't have to do as much work. I mean, I still worked a lot of work to get to that point, but now it's like 10 p.m. and the bar's open and there's 600 people on the dance floor and there's 2,000 people in the club and we've got 20 security guards walking around and all the bartenders and the servers are doing stuff. You can kind of just hang out, talk to some people. You kind of go to the bar, how's everything going? And you kind of, everything kind of went on a really solid autopilot. When you really get a good team and a good solid machine on how to serve the people or whatever it is you're doing. And man, it was fantastic. Laird Hamilton. I want to surf. I never got to surf. All chats have been giving me problems for the last week or so. I had to reload multiple streams. Yeah, Iowa, my chat, it's really been giving me issues. Yeah, when I lived out there, I wanted to surf. Never had any friends that surfed. If you don't know anyone that surfs, getting out to surf, it's like you can't just go buy a surfboard and then go out and surf, you know. You gotta learn to duck dive, you know. Anybody ever see the movie North Shore? This is back in the 80s. Fantastic. Yep, I have no chat right now. So here we are. We're live. We're doing it. Yeah. I probably need to move some of this stuff out of the way. I've got a few things I got to unbox, things to do, projects to work on. Lots of fun. I'd ask everybody some questions, but issues with my chat. Alejandro, oh, message retracted. Must not have been as important. All good. Anybody else got some new knives coming in the mail though? I do. I've got a couple of Kaisers. Go to the Kaiser site right now. They have a huge map sale going on, 50% off a lot of stuff. If you use my link and make a purchase, it does help me out. But they have some great deals, really good prices. They have some new releases that have only been out for a couple of weeks. They've been updating. They've got stuff like the Veratus that they now have in the Nitro V and G10, so a little bit more budget version in the Veratus, which is really cool. They have a couple new knives that are basically just released yesterday, and one of them has a Snap Echo technology on it, the Hawk. I don't have it, but it should be in the mail anytime, and I'll be able to do the unboxing, and then I can kind of show it off. What's the name of the other one? I got another one that's kind of like a gentleman's knife. They have two versions of like a green kind of copper look and a brassy kind of copper look. But they're both, it's like a brushed stainless, or no, I think it's a brushed aluminum with that surface. But one of them's like copper and the other one's kind of green looking. That one's coming in the mail as well. But Kaiser just got a lot of great stuff. One of the more recent customs that I did is this Kaiser Aggressor. So I did the dye on this micarta handle, brought it from a brown to this kind of cool rich maroon. And then I did the acid etch two-tone on the blade. Just started getting into that acid etching, kind of etched it so it looks all dark when it's closed. And then front flipper only kind of reveals that great white shark belly look. Kind of, I don't know, just messing around. Using a resist. So I did... before I did the etch, take everything apart, and then I put a resist on the lower section with like fingernail polish, and then you put it in there and let the acid etch do its work. And so that's how I got that kind of two-tone action. Can I recommend you a Spanish knife maker? You can recommend anything. Anything that's involved in the knife world, I will check it out. I can't necessarily say I'm going to buy something. But I am always looking for recommendations when it comes to knives. I'm looking for interesting things, new things, weird things. Doesn't matter the price. This thing was all of $15, but it's got over 1,000 views on the video for the unboxing, so people were pretty happy about it. It's funny, I have crazy cool videos that don't get as many views, and some with some silly stuff like this. That isn't really something that is a daily carry. It's just kind of an interesting thing, and so I wanted to check it out. So I'm trying to find new, interesting, weird things. I just bought the new CJRB. What was this called again? I totally forgot. My brain just shut off. Acacia. the Acacia. So this one just came out. Picked it up on Amazon for 29 bucks. It's got the crossbar lock, AR RPM 9, FRN scales with that cool texture pattern on there, kind of contoured as well. Pretty happy about it so far. Ooh. Not a bad crossbar lock from CJRB. I only have had one other CJRB crossbar lock. It's the Hectare. This is one of the cooler Ultim knives I have. S90V and Ultim Hectare. When you close it, because of that contrast, black liners, the blade goes in there. You see that contrast in there. If the blade was black, you wouldn't see that at all. It wouldn't look as cool. But in this case, oh, I love that contrast. I love that style. The Hectare is a really nice bug out killer right there. My man KC, Knives Fast channel. This is the new Microjet. Just a couple of these still available. One blue titanium and one in Ultim. Get one before they're no longer available. This thing is great. Excellent action. This is 154 cm and micro milled titanium on that handle. All the hardware, the backspacer, the clip, the pivot is also titanium. So I'm going to do a two-tone anodize. I'm not really sure yet, but like imagine I could do the whole handle in blue, and then I could do all that hardware in like gold or bronze or something, give it that cool kind of combo look. What would you do? The Fall Simone looks great on the Aggressor. Thanks, Iowa. Pretty happy with it. I should have put it a little bit lower, and if I do another one, I will. But when I started to do it, I saw that Kaiser logo, and I decided to stay above it, and that's kind of what put me on the track to put it right there. But realistically, like the actual Hamon on the Max Ace Goliath, see how it's kind of more a third of the way off the bottom than a third of the way off the top, if that makes sense. Looks a little bit, well, this is an actual Hamon line. SLD Magic San Mai blade on this Max Ace Goliath with the titanium bolster. Super cool. But yeah, I want to do a couple more Fall Simone kind of looks. I like it. I think it looks neat. Give me 1 second here. Where? Ugh. Anyway, so here we are. Here we are. I just wish those other boxes were here right now, because I have unboxings I want to do. I could share some more knives with you. I have I think there's 4 or 5, maybe 6 knives in the one that Mikey Trails is sending me. Several of them are really nice gravity style knives like this, although not like this. Significantly better gravity knives. So that will be cool, and a couple other things to check out. So I'm excited for that. It's out for delivery right now, so it could be here pretty soon. So I'm going to do that unboxing later tonight. Hopefully the package from Kaiser should be here. It could be here today, but I don't know, but I'm hopeful. But I got a couple of the new knives coming from Kaiser. I'm excited. Acacia trees look very different. Yeah, it doesn't really look like the acacia tree. The pattern doesn't really look like the root, although that pattern is cool. I think there is a name for that particular design, that little triangle wave pattern almost. I think it's cool. Also has a few reviews by Gideon's Tactical and DKB. What one does? The Acacia? So Alejandro, you said you wanted to recommend a Spanish knife maker. Or am I supposed to recommend a Spanish knife maker? I might struggle with that a little bit. Can anyone recommend a cool Spanish knife maker? What's up, Luke? How are you doing? What is happening this evening? Besides my chat continually freezing up on me and not doing or cooperating. I can't even look at the chat on my phone. It's still on Kathleen Smith saying hello right after Titanium Justin said yes, which was literally at the beginning of the stream. So I try to bring it up on my tablet down here and keep the chat refreshing. Refreshing? Try to keep that chat refreshing. Scroll up to see the previous message. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Alejandro? Alejandro. I hope I say that right. I apologize. Okay, I'm going to write this down. Nivel. Nivel is the name. So they're a budget knife. 14C28N, which is cool. Or N65. Is there a specific model, or is the Nivel? Nivel's got to be the brand. I'll just check out the whole brand, and then the next time you come on live or come hang out or whatever, I will have some responses to that. I'll be able to look them up, check them out. But I definitely appreciate it. I'm always looking for things, whether they're inexpensive, expensive. I have space for all of it. I mean, I'll buy one of these. It's a beaut. She's a real beaut, Clark. I mean, raccoon, butterflies, yellow tangs, dolphins on the blade. It's the craziest looking Damascus you've ever seen, right? And you know, why not? You got to get that $10 dragon with the crazy. So I get stuff like that, which is just silly, which is just whatever. But I also will get stuff like this concept helix. Look at the size of this beast. Absolute hog. I think this one's also, yep, 14C28N on the helix. Button lock. Boom. Big old. Look at this. Whoops. Flick it out with nothing to flick out. I buy premium stuff. Here's a lefty premium warrior, concept warrior. We have a titanium eggshell pattern bolster. What is this one? A 20 CV warrior. Can't read it. S35VN. So I like its premium knives. I'm always looking for something like the budget tenable. Concepts budget line. The tenable anomaly. This thing's got great action. Nice feel. Snappy. Mr. Water Buffalo just got a Civivi Bull Tusk. Your new favorite? Which one did you get? This is the one he's talking about. Well, I don't know which version he got. I got the Damascus and Ultim Bull Tusk. Big beefy knife. Good flipper tab. Liner lock. Drops. Flicks out nice. Real crazy looking design. And the Ultim on this is choice. The brand is called Joker. Okay, let me write that down too. So the Joker Nivel. Joker. I will look that up. I appreciate it. It's the problem with autocorrect in Spanish. Yeah, I've had problems with autocorrect from English to English, so I'm sure from Spanish to English definitely can have some issues. We're making it work though. I appreciate it. I can't wait to look it up. Helix look good for detail work. And if you think the Helix is just a beast and you're like, okay, that's just too much knife. I mean, why would you say that? But if you were to say, oh, that's just a little too much, you can get the mini Helix. A little bit smaller. Still a beastly knife. I did the dye job on that. Nice fade yellow to red. But the action is very similar. This one's the liner lock. This one's the button lock. You can see a little bit of a size difference, but they both flick out really nice. Helix and mini Helix from a concept. Warriors. Warriors. See, in that case, I got to get both warriors. Come out and play. Warriors! Ting, ting, ting. Come out and play. Dueling warriors. Huh. It's a fun knife. So nice. I got it twice. Premium version in full lefty, which is rad. And then this one was definitely more of the budget. So it's steel on the bolster, and then the G10. And that was a JG10, and I did the dye just recently. You can watch the video for that, and made it the nice kind of maroon. I love that red and black kind of look. Couldn't get this one in the full lefty version, but that's fine. I have my lefty version. I did the other one for custom stuff. I love doing customizations. There you have it. And here we are. Either that, or sometimes I'll get just no chat. No one wants to chat. And so then the chat just sits there and doesn't go anywhere, which is fine as well. Everybody's just chilling, hanging out. What do we got going on? Are there some lives Wednesday nights? I've asked this before. What are the lives Wednesday nights? Are there some that start up pretty soon? The mini with your mods look fantastic. Thank you, SPKN. I appreciate it. Robo Steve-O, do you carve turkeys with those machetes? This is what I'm cutting the turkey with, bruh. This is the turkey cutting beast this year. It's basically, how many people have we got? 4? Okay. 1, 2. Now we got 4 sections. Have at it. Maybe. Maybe. Gideon's Tactical Review has one. Alejandro, I'll put that on the notes too. Go to Gideon's. I will definitely check it out, especially if it's a budget knife. I don't have all the money in the world, so sometimes I don't want. I won't. I buy most everything. I mean, I have a couple companies that do send me stuff. What's up, Aurorat? How you doing? So like Kaiser sends me some knives, which is really cool. Molsec sent me a couple things. Concept sent me the little Main Street. I love the way this thing looks. It's gonna go great in the mini knife shootout. Unfortunately, that crossbar lock in my hand doesn't get along very well. I already cut myself once. $75 approximately. Yeah, that's kind of right in my range where it looks like it's solid enough. And I can, it's easier for me to buy those. There's some knives that I want. If you guys don't know, Aries EDC, he's a knife maker, makes some really cool stuff. He has one, I don't know if it's still available, but it was like $275. Fully worth the value. Glad to, you know, promote and give support to a knife maker like that. He makes some really cool stuff. He's got some videos. You can go check out Aries EDC. But it just, I don't have that $300 around right now that I can, I'm doing all right. I could grab it and buy it, but I try to budget myself. I put money away for savings, and like my HSA and just pay my bills and stuff like that. And I kind of have a certain allowance that I allow myself to spend on my hobby. So I don't get to spend as much as I would like to sometimes, but you know how it is. Do you have an all-time favorite or rats? It's been solid lately. I have lots of favorites. I always go back to my Kaiser Mini Towser K White Mountain Knives exclusive 154 cm full frag titanium. The handle just feels awesome. I feel like people might be getting sick of it because anytime someone asks, this is the one that I grab right away. I just love the feel and the look of this knife, and that handle is just fantastic. I'm really fond of the, oh geez, cut my finger. The Civivi Vision FG. This one's a staple. This is a great lefty. That super lock on the back flicks out nice. It's just a great knife. Feels good in the hand. Does good short work of stuff that you need to cut. And it's fun. What are you up to tonight, Robo? My man Brown Sugar 69 is in the house. How are we today? You guys getting ready to hang out for the weekend? Yeah, Robo, that Aries mini dagger is on the way. Robo is trying to get me to buy that. I want to. I want to. Been cooking on all day. And you got your feet up on the desk and chill. Another one that I just absolutely love, would keep and use all the time is the Kubi Titus. Titus is a larger knife, really good action, flicks out great, feels good, nice choke up. We've got Ultim and D2 on this one. They do have some premium versions. You can kind of drop it to your thumb and just boom. Action is great. Right? Flicks out easy. I've seen Paul do some flipper deletes on these because you got that flipper on there. You could use that. I usually don't use the flipper tab. I usually flick it out like that. So you could do that flipper tab delete. But I do like that flipper tab as a lefty. As a righty, like I showed you before, righty, you can go and take a liner lock and just do this and let it drop straight to your thumb. And you're not worried about getting cut. So I can go like this and just close it like that. As a lefty, if you do that, it's going to come around and it's going to catch this part of your thumb and can cut you. But because the flipper tab is here on this one, I can go like this and it catches on the flipper tab. Then I can drop it. So if I were to do that flipper tab delete and I go like that, that's where it could then come around and just catch me on the thumb. And so I kind of like the way that action works on there. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? I am partial. I like it all, and I think all of it in combination together is a good mix. I'm a stuffing guy. I like the stuffing. The breaded stuffing. I mean, sure, you got to have some turkey and some mashed potatoes and some gravy and some beans or something all around there, but the stuffing is my jam. My mom makes some really good stuffing. Grandma's recipe, it's great. I will eat a lot of that, and if I get any leftovers, I'll generally get sent home with a Cool Whip tub full of stuffing, and then I'll get another one that just has like some turkey and some mashed potatoes and gravy in it, and it's like, just give me a huge pile of that stuffing. What's everyone else like? What's your go-to? Does everyone have turkey for Thanksgiving? Do you have ham? Do you have both? I like ham. I mean, we generally always do turkey, but a ham is good, and you get a little mustard and brown sugar glaze. Ooh. Can you catch fish with that knife? Which one? This is my fishing knife right here. CRKT dive knife. You got your dual edged, one straight edge, and then one with the serrate. You've got the tip. It's not sharp on that tip. That's a pry bar. So if you're out diving, you can go in and got a mussel or an oyster or whatever. You can pop that open. Just grab yourself a little snack right there on the middle of the beach. My mom makes the best dressing ever. Send your moms my apologies. Everyone's a little different. Everyone's, it's kind of one of those things where there can be kind of a little bit of a variety with the way it is. Turkey, candied yams, stuffing, cranberries. We always would have the cranberry sauce, but it seems not as many people eat the cranberry sauce in my family. And if you do get the cranberry sauce, do you make like a fresh cranberry sauce? Or do you buy the jar, open the jar, and thump, the chunk that's the shape of the jar? It's not bad, but it's just, I'm not a huge fan. It's all right. I mean, it's not the same as like a two-bladed knife, right? Two-bladed knife, what do you mean? A two-bladed knife. Kenman, that's not a two-bladed knife. It's a three-bladed knife. Wait. Scratch that. Four-bladed knife. Why is this even invented? Because it was, and I bought it, and here it is. That's why. No questions. It's a 4-bladed knife. Eat the jar. Well, it looks like you're eating the jar. It looks like the shape of the jar. Cranberry sauce is mandatory because it cools the over-hot dressing down to a non-injury heat level. There you go. And my dad would say it's like it just adds to that thing. You just put it all on the plate and just, stir it together. And you've got a nice Thanksgiving dinner salad. Meaning they eat the cranberry sauce from the jar. From the jar. Yeah, it's in the jar and then you dump it out and it stays in the shape. It holds the shape. It's like a gelatin glob. Fantastic stuff. Casserole. Yeah, like the whole thing is a casserole. Wolverine, eat your heart out. Right? The 4-banger. That's good stuff. I do have a few of the weirdos. I've been showing this one. I forgot I had this one. I've had this forever. This is just a silly toothpick knife. Boom. It's absolutely huge. Look at this. Like, why do they make these knives? Because they do. It's cheap. It's junk. What is this, Tac Force? Oh, yeah. You know it's legit if it says Tac Force. I forgot this was Tac Force. This is my most recent Tac Force. The bomb. Why? Why? Wrong question. Real question. Why not? Why not? Because you can. If you can, you should. It's like this one here. This is the death knife. You got to be real careful. Like, it happens so fast, you're like, oh, here, what? Wait, how does that work? I don't understand. If you're not careful, you will cut yourself with this bad boy, no doubt. It's a weird one. It's just a collection knife. You look like Shawn Michaels, bruh. Thanks. Thanks. Someone said I was a Keanu Reeves looking. Nah, it's just the hair. If I put a hat on, I feel like I should play for Pearl Jam. Here, let me show you. What I need to do is get myself a flannel. Get a flannel, put this on. Now I look like I play the bass for Pearl Jam, something like that. I don't know. So Robo, do we want to go further with this mask? Or are you pretty happy with this? Do you want some more on there? Personally, my taste is more subtle and stuff like this. I like this, with just some nice beat up marks. We did rough this up. Robo won this a few weeks ago, and it was nice and smooth and clean, and he wanted the Hollywood treatment to it. So we kind of did some beat up, scratchy, kind of weathered. But we can go further, Robo. There's my call. This is for you, bud. Do you want blood? Do you want more dirt and grime? Everybody's different. I had a bunch of these that we used for prizes for League this summer, and I bought different ones. I had some that were black. I had some that were gold, some that were yellow. One of them that was like baby blue. It had like kitty whiskers on it. That was one of the most popular ones, believe it or not. Is the bomb knife uncomfortable? Yes. Yes. Make it look like a Jason mask. It does. It does. The bomb knife is just silly. Actually, it feels decent in the hand, to be honest. It's wide right here. This bottom point is kind of sharp right there. I have a bigger hand and it's a smaller knife, so when I grab it, that is kind of a hot spot in my palm. But realistically, it's contoured. You can see the contour on there. And so it's rounded out and it's kind of wide. So when you grab it here, it actually feels all right. For like a $9 stupid knife, it's great. No, a Jason mask. Which one? Part 4? Part 3? Part 2? That's a trick question. Because part 2, there was no mask. It was a bag. Part 3 was when he got the original one. And then Chris, at the end, hit him with the hatchet and put the big thing there. So then in part 4, it's got the hatchet cut in it. And then part 5, it's different again, but it still remains with the hatchet cut and they kind of evolve. And you got the space one that's all shiny. I could do like a 3 or a 4 or a 5. 3 or 4. Nothing around his trip to the city. You mean Vancouver? Oh wait, no, that was New York City. All those little spots that they were at that looked just like Vancouver, but actually, oh no, this is New York. We're in New York. Only at the end. They were on the boat most of the time. After the 5, they got silly. Yeah, but I still love them. Do you ever use the knife to butter French bread? I have specific knives for buttering French bread. Where is my French bread butter knife? Here it is. This one. Just. But then you can take that butter and be like, cold steel. The Koboon. Thin, slicey, katana-like spread butter. Spread that butter with the force. Say I... No, I can't. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Who could it be? That's great. What is my favorite knife, says Owen. I need to change it up, huh? It's always the same. Problem is it's because it is. Problem is because it is. Yeah, my favorite knife is still the Kaiser Mini Towser K. This is the White Mountain Knives exclusive. Frag titanium, 154 cm. Clutch lock. Works great, feels great. This Frag titanium just feels incredible. It's the best. I love the way it is, the texture in my hand. I have a CJRB Frac that is also Frag titanium, which I also love. But you can see the depth of the grooves. This is a lot more subtle, not very deep. This has got a deep texture to it. It just feels so good in the hand. Boom. Worker, user, Kaiser Lieb. This is like a no-nonsense, just a simple button lock, but it's a workhorse. Great jumps up on there. I love a solid jump, and I can get in here. This is another one of those ones where it just makes me want to cut stuff with it. Some of them I just want to open it, close it, and feel it, look at it, and be like, oh, this is awesome. And some of them I just want to cut stuff. I open it, and I'm like, oh, gimme. I need to cut right now. And the Lieb is one of those. And the Towser K, I love it. That's the mini Towser K. Here's the regular Towser K in copper with the liner lock. Slightly different with the liner lock, but the action is great. Then I have 2 more Towser Ks because my favorite knife, I have 4 of them. So here's a couple more Towser Ks. These are both 154 cm. We have a contoured micarta on this one and then a flat rich light on this one. But I can do the dueling Towser Ks. Oh, I love it. And these actually I did a swap. So all of the silver hardware and the liners that are on here were actually on the red one. And all of the black hardware that's on this red one was on the blue one. So I took them both fully apart. There's a video you can check out. And then I did the full swap. Since they're the same size, there was no issue. And now I have this red one with the black. I think the red and the black contrast each other really well. And then the blue and black is just too close to each other. I'm not as much of a fan. But the silver and the blue just really, that's what's up. Boom. So what's up? Are there anyone know about some lives that are going on tonight? What's your favorite movie? How much was that Cold Steel Robo? I have had that Cold Steel for like 15 plus years. I don't know. It was under $100. I can tell you that much. But I literally probably bought that in like 2008 maybe. I would say it's probably like 60, 70. You have one for every occasion. I try. What is my favorite movie, though? Oh, that's kind of a toughie. I'm a horror buff. I really love horror movies, so all the Friday the 13th are gonna hit me here. Like Part 4 is probably one of my favorites. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is awesome. Stage Fright. If you've never seen Stage Fright, it's one of the original slashers. I think it's actually in like 87 was when it came out. It's the classic killer in the theater, and then he's slowly picking off all the actors that are rehearsing for the play. That's a fun one. I'm an old school Star Wars buff, so Empire Strikes Back. You know, the very second Star Wars movie. A lot of the newer ones I'm not as much of a fan of. But the original Empire Strikes Back, I've watched that one a million times. When I was a kid, I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure over and over and over. If that gives away. I'm Bill S. Preston, Esquire. And I'm Ted Theodore Logan. You know, that's, yeah. A Talon, please. I've got something that looks like a Talon. Dual-edged, gnarly, dangerous. I cut myself. I was doing some spinning around on the loop, and I can't remember how I did it, but long story short, I kind of tagged the meat of my palm when I got this. I ended up never really completing the video on it. I'm not a big karambit guy, but I am a knife collector, so I do get a little bit of everything. Guess what I did today? What did you do today? You were like my buddy Iowa AK and you went and got a tattoo. No? Maybe you went to In-N-Out and got a burger? Potentially? And my chat froze again. I tell you. Doesn't like me. Doesn't like me very much. It is 6:15. Been going for an hour and 47 minutes. I do have some stuff that I got to go get out of the mail and do some unboxings. I will be going live again. I usually do my lives on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, but it is Thanksgiving. I will be with family. I might be able to go live. We'll see. I'll probably bring a few knives with me. It was your first day of the Marines. Thank you for your service. How'd it go? Do you have any pocket knives you'd like to show us? Says Ryan Oliver. Give me a sec. I had one somewhere. Yeah, this one. The hugest, stupid mini knife. This is the biggest mini knife I have. This is the Kaiser Mini Paragon. Because eventually there was a Paragon made that is not the mini. Look at the size of that. That is the biggest chunk of 154 cm ever, dude. It's ridiculous. Is this knife out of control or what? I think so. As far as those big monster knives, got the Artisan Cutlery Proponent. Owen's got to go. I'll join back. Right on, Owen. Where are all the Randalls? What are the Randalls, Damien? Boom. Kukri? Kukri? Please? This is a cold steel. Not too expensive. I've definitely beat the crap out of this thing out in the woods. Actually doesn't show it as much as you would think. But yeah, this thing is forward, slicey. If you're doing some bushwhacking and stuff, messing around out in the woods, these are fun. Nice thing about this one is it's not very expensive. And so you can kind of beat on that a little bit more. What is the smallest one? My smallest knife that I have a few contenders. I think the smallest maybe blade would be this Kershaw Cinder. We're talking That blade is all of about a 1 inch, right? But I think, I don't know, the Concept Rio, that's an M390 blade. That's the smallest little chunk of M390 I've ever seen. But I think even smaller than that is my cleaver. The Concept Mini Corvid Cleaver. It looks big now, but boom. All right, ready? See the cleave? And here we go. Not bad, not terrible. So it has a rear flipper. It has a hard to actuate front flipper. And then it also has a fuller that I can sort of flick out. My hand is so big that I've seen some people actuate this really well, but they also have smaller hands. But the mini Corvid cleaver thing is great. Very fun. All right, I'm going to get rolling. I got some stuff to do. I got some unboxings. This was my newest one. Check out the video tomorrow. The CJRB Acacia. Not a bad little starter knife. $30 right now. Maybe check one out. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Much appreciation to everyone. Like and subscribe. If you are new, I do a lot of custom stuff, a lot of unboxings, a lot of fun. If you want to learn how to customize your knife, stay tuned, check it out. We'll see y'all later. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll be online again soon.